So, as a big time MMA fan, there is a lot of things that we as a community, not really myself personally, because obviously I'm not going to be shitting on myself in this video, but there's a lot of things you'll see in the comment sections of MMA related posts, MMA related videos, and these things really do just piss me off when I read them. So, I'm just going to go down from a list. I'm going to list some of the things. It's not going to be a too much long of a video, but it's just going to be a little rant. Oh, I mean, I'm going to try and keep it little. Now that I've said this video will probably be fucking 20 minutes long. But anyway, let's just get into it. This is just going to be points that I see, narratives I see on every single post. You'll see it on almost every post. Let me just start off with the first thing I'm getting sick of seeing as an MMA fan is people who talk about an MMA fighter who's committed a horrible crime, and then the first reply is, well, go and do something about it then. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, there's people, if you call out, you talk about a fighter who's gone and beat his wife or something like that, you'll have one fucking cockhead in the replies who'll be like, well, you couldn't do anything about it. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, the people who say stuff like that, they're they were definitely so badly bullied in school that they were just traumatized from ever standing up to themselves that they vicariously live through these MMA fighters and think, well, if you're such a big bad bully, why don't you go do something about it? Like, anytime you see anyone speak out against a fighter, the first response was, why don't you go say it to his face? Like, when John Jones got arrested for domestic violence against his wife, I seen people speaking out against it, and there were literal replies with people going like, saying like, well, if people are pissed off about it, why don't they go say something to John about it, or why don't they go do something about it? It's like, what do you want them to fucking do? John Jones isn't bulletproof. If you really want someone to do something, they'll go commit some fucking vigilante type shit. They'll go turn into the fucking Punisher. Like, no, but yes, obviously the average person off the street isn't going to go and beat the shit out of John Jones, you fucking idiots. Also, just in general, I guess this is a similar point. I'm just going to include this as one single point. But also, when you ever talk about a fighter's game plan or anything like that, and you say that they have a bad game plan, you speak out and you talk about how, well, that wasn't really a smart game plan, innit? Like, that isn't a good fucking game plan. It wasn't a fucking good game plan. It was shit. It didn't make any sense. The fight IQ was horrible. You'll have someone, and I've been a victim of this. I have been victimized by these fucking idiots on my post. One of them where I talked about Ryan Spann showing no fight IQ against Anthony Smith. All the response are all these angry replies. I made a video replying to all the comments. But literally, you'll have people, if you speak out about it against a fighter making a stupid decision, you'll have a reply and it'll be like, well, let me see your fights then, or why don't you go and step in the cage and show him how it's done? Or, well, why don't you go and try and, well, if you're so good, if you're so smart, why don't you go and fight? Like, I'm not saying I'm a fucking athletic freak. Ryan Spann has all the athleticism in the fucking world. But he has shit fight IQ. It's just a fucking genuine fact about Ryan Spann. I'm sorry to shit on Ryan Spann. You're just the example I can think of. All respect to Ryan Spann, but like, I hate it. Like, when fans go off about stupid shit like this. It's like, what do you even mean, man? Like, what? Like, I'm watching a sport. I'm an avid watcher of the sport. I remember someone saying I shouldn't comment on Ryan Spann's game plan because I'm not a fighter. It's like, that's like saying fucking football analysts can't be football analysts because they're not fucking going out and playing football. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like a lot of, not obviously not most MMA fans, but there is like a very vocal minority of MMA fans who they just live to vicariously live through fighters. Like, they'll literally dick ride any fighter. If you speak bad against a fighter, you're a fucking pussy coward who's hiding behind the screen. Like, it's just a fucking genuinely shit mindset that a lot of these people have. Like, I don't know. I've never understood it. It's not my type of mindset. It feels a bit cowardly to just because someone can beat you in a fight, you're not going to say anything to them. It's like, fuck. You know, back in the day, fucking people would literally venture to countries and fucking fight wars and shit like that, you know? Like, fucking being able to lose to someone in a fight doesn't really mean much when you can just fucking shoot them. Like, I'm not saying I would do that. Obviously, I live in Australia, you know, gun rules are strict, but I'm just saying, like, people have spoken out against fucking dictators and world leaders and all this shit and rebel leaders and terrorist leaders, but God forbid you talk about MMA fighters who could beat you in a fight. You know, I think that's just a weak, very weak mindset that a lot of these people seem to have. But anyway, I've spent enough time on this. Moving on to my next point that just does generally piss me off about mixed martial arts fans. Now this is just going to be the one that really just does piss me off so much. Like, this generally fucking makes me livid when I see this. You pick, so let's just say there's a fight, you pick against someone who isn't the consensus favorite. The first response you'll get from fucking Bob1757654 on Instagram with fucking, Bob underscore 7 random numbers. You'll get the response from this guy. You know, you might have a photo with all these fighters or something. You might have post after post talking about regional event in fucking Liechtenstein and fucking the Gambia or fucking French Guiana or some shit like that, some random country. You could have posts about fucking regional Antarctic and fucking MMA, and you'll have Bob underscore 675471001 saying casual. Like, this is the thing that pisses me so much. This pisses me off. This is like a point that I just have to vent about. Calling people casuals is the fucking lamest thing, man. Everybody was a casual. They didn't just turn into a fucking hardcore. Why is it such a demeaning thing to call someone a casual? You know, when you call someone a casual, when they're generally a casual, you know, someone like True Geordie, who, you know, you show him a fucking photo of 10 random fighters on the prelims, he's not going to know who fucking any of them are. That's a casual, and that's fine. When someone tries to speak like they are a genuine hardcore fan, and, you know, you can see, like, they don't know who, like, fucking Manel Cape is or someone like that, then yeah, they're a casual, but it's not something you can demean people for. You know, some people, they just don't have the time to watch the sport as much as some of us do. Not everyone has the privilege of watching the sport as much. But the thing is, it annoys me when, I don't know if anyone knows Composer, I'm sure they do. Composer on Twitter, he watches literally fucking every single event. He finds fucking events in butt fuck nowhere, with the most random fucking fighters. Like, he's probably learned about 20 languages because he watches literally every fucking combat sports event. And I seen a fucking guy, you know, I think his name was like Jeff with fucking 7 numbers after his name, literally called Kaposa a casual. Do you know who the fuck you're talking to? Like, it generally annoys me so much. Like, you'll see, it'll normally be some fucking, especially on Instagram if they have a photo of themselves, it'll normally be some fat cunt with a Ranger beard. Ranger is ginger for the non-Aussies. It'll be some guy with a ginger beard and he'll be like, casual much. It's like, okay, fucking Jim Bob. Just because you can't see your fucking cock and you're ginger doesn't mean you gotta fucking go and take it out on the world. Like, it's like, I don't know, they think it makes them special or something because they're calling all these people casual. It's like, you're not, you know, you don't know more about the sport because you're fucking picking a consensus favorite. Or they'll come back to a reply and say, casual. It's like, picks don't have anything to do with your status as a hardcore, a casual watcher, a former fan, etc., etc. That doesn't make any fucking sense. People can predict fights however they want. It's the most unpredictable sport. You know, I've seen people calling people who are picking Sean Strickland against Israel Adesanya, casual, you know, casual. Sean has no chance, casual. It's like, well, who's the fucking casual now, dickhead? Yeah, by the way, I obviously have picked Israel Adesanya, but I just mean as an example. You can't call someone a casual for who the fuck they pick. in martial arts, in MMA, in any combat sports, but especially MMA, it's unpredictable as fuck, you morons. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm still pissed off about my rant about that fatty earlier. I don't know. I just needed to get some venting out. I'll cut the video off now. That's all I got to say about this. I don't know. I just need to talk about MMA fans need to stop doing these two things because not only is it just fucking so lame, like you don't look cool. You don't look cool. Actually, you wouldn't say it to his face, and you don't look cool saying casual. You don't fucking look cool doing that. You look like a fucking loser. Okay? You look like a fucking loser. Like, stop it. You're not cooler because you call random people casuals. It doesn't, it doesn't make your status as an MMA fan any better than anyone else's. Now, I did say this was going to be my last point, but I just remembered something that also pissed me off. So that is not my last point now, sorry. And I've just decided to do an impromptu third point. Now, this might actually be one of the most annoying things you'll see. We'll be talking about Alex Bahia, how good he's doing in the middleweight division. Or, let's talk about, Israel Adesanya, what a run he's on. Look how technical his striking is and all this stuff. And then you'll have some fucking, Johnny underscore 1959 respond and say, well, actually, actually, Israel Adesanya, he's not actually that good. Like, you'll generally have some guy go, yeah, Israel Adesanya and Alex Bahia, they're not even good. Dave Monet would clearly smoke both them guys, and Evan Tanner, he would have put a beating on Dricus Duplessis. Or you'll get people saying like, Rich Franklin, he would smoke Sean Strickland. Like, the nostalgia bias people have got to be some of the worst fucking people you will see in MMA comments. They don't realize the sport has clearly fucking evolved. Okay? When the sport first started, when some of these guys were fighting, they were literally one-dimensional as fuck. Like, they could only really win one way, but they would have enough skills from, that have just that much understanding of guards or not getting subbed straight away or being able to, stuff a takedown that would take them far. Like, back in the day, fucking Tank Abbott only won fights because he could fucking wrestle and punch really hard. Like, he didn't have any technique or anything. He could just wrestle, but no striking technique, just threw fucking overhands and wild punches. I mean, heavyweight's still pretty fucking shit now, technically. But, like, imagine fucking Tom Aspinall versus Tank Abbott. You'd have some old head will say, actually, back in my day, if you had Tom Aspinall in there with Tank Abbott would handle him with ease. It'd be an easy win for Tank Abbott. Tank Abbott knocks him out. Sorry, that voice is very irritating. It's pissing me off just saying it. It also sort of sounds like Steve-O from Jackass. So I guess that's my Steve-O from Jackass impression. One of the most aged things, like, generally, let's go through a champ. Like, you will generally have some fucking alcoholic guy, fucking probably got sunnies in his fucking profile picture. He's wearing a hat because he's balding, and he will generally say with his whole heart, generally mean this, and he'll be like, Tim Sylvia would actually be a pretty bad matchup for Francis Ngannou. It's like, I can't believe there's generally fucking people out there. Like, there will generally be someone who will believe that, or you'll have someone who will say like, Frank Shamrock, he would smoke Jamal Hill. Like, he would make it look easy. It's like, Frank Shamrock only won fights because he knew enough. Like, he knew enough about striking and grappling, but he wasn't, if you put him in there nowadays, he would get smoked by most fighters, especially because also fighters nowadays are so much bigger. Like, Frank Shamrock ended his career at, like, wasn't it 175? like, didn't he fight Nick Diaz 180 pounds or something? Like, he was pretty much a welterweight. It's like, I don't know. Like, you see people say Randy Couture would fucking beat on fucking Glover Teixeira or Yuri Prohaska. I don't know. Just nostalgia bias fans are some of the worst. Like, they don't realize that the level of competition and just the overall skill has like expanded so much. But you know, these will also be the same people who will call you casual. You're like, well, actually, you didn't see Dave Maney in his prime. You weren't even alive when Dave Maney was ruling the scene. Or they'll say, you didn't even watch Frank Franklin back in his day. Like, you know, these same fucking people will be the ones who call you casual. You know, who say the fighters nowadays are weak. Like, the fighters today are so much better, man. There is so much better. It's just like it's night and day if you go and watch the skill difference between the modern era fighters and the guys in the past. Yeah, like these old heads are fucking insane, man. But that's all I've got to say. I'm sure there's more. I'll probably make a sequel to this video. I just needed to get this off my chest. I know I said this would be a short video, but I lied. I didn't mean to lie. I get very passionate with these rants, and I lose track of the time. But anyway, that's all I've got to say on this. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, put on my notifications, and I hope you all have a very good night, day, and just the rest of your fucking waking hours during this time before the UFC event, except for people who call anyone casuals for no fucking reason. People who go, you wouldn't say it to his face. And to old head nostalgia fans who think Anderson Silva would smoke fucking Alex Bahia. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.